Hello, Ohio. It is Mike Guterri back here again as we are on the midst of open enrollment. If you're seeing this face, it means it's time to be educated and time to start making decisions on what your health care is going to look like for 2023. Hope you've all had a great year. I'm older, I'm fatter, I'm balder, but I am married. So congratulations to me. A lot of good things happening in my world, but I want to get into the information that we have to talk about of what is happening in the insurance industry. So a lot of changes coming up. We've actually had to record this video 3 different times now because things keep changing as we go. So want to go ahead and jump right in and start off by sharing with you what is happening for this year. Again, this is the U65, so under age 65, pre-Medicare health insurance update for 2023 for the Ohio market. So let's jump right into it. As you know, at Health Markets, we work with more than just health insurance. We do health, we do life, we do Medicare, we do supplements. I want you to remind you that we do all of those products, more importantly, with pretty much every carrier out there. So we are going to be able to advise you, consult you, and if you're not happy with your plan, we'll just look at another company for you. Don't worry about it. We work with pretty much everyone in every age group. So as your parents get older, as you get older, as your friends and family get older, we can help you with those as well. But I want to take a minute and just remind everyone that we do have the best price guarantee. Doesn't matter who you work with, whether you're working directly with us, with the marketplace, with the carrier, the rate's going to be the same. We guarantee that we will have the best price for anyone in the market. So just keep that in mind. You're not paying a penny for my services. So let's jump into what happened this last year. So just about a month or 2 ago, the American Recovery Act was repassed, if you will, or extended. That means that we're going to have expanded subsidies, at least for another 2 years. It also means that we are going to have Medicare redetermination coming. So for those of you who may be on Medicaid or Medicaid redetermination, so if you know anyone who is on Medicaid, there's a very strong likelihood that they may be losing it come the first quarter of 2023. So just be aware there's about 500,000 Ohioans who are going to be losing Medicaid. So when that happens, we will be there to help you. One of the other changes, which we don't even have in the slideshow because it is so new and so important, is that the government just changed the rules for employer-sponsored plans. If you know someone who is getting their health insurance through their employer, quite simply put, if the employer plan costs more than 10% of their household income, they can now go get government subsidies. So anyone out there who has an employer plan, if they think they're paying too much, have them get in touch with us, because if their premium is more than 10% of their income, they can start getting government subsidies. We think this is going to impact millions upon millions of Americans. What has not changed in 2022? Well, short-term plans are still 12-month options here in the state of Ohio. That's good. We thought that this current administration was going to change them, and they did not. So we are glad to hear that. We are also seeing that the share plans, those faith-based, the Christian plans, they're seeing a large rate increase. They're seeing large customer service issues. So that is something to be careful of. And then lastly, the telemarketers of the world. Nothing's going to stop them, but they keep calling. They keep trying to sell those mini meds, those indemnity plans. So when you get that phone call out there, chances are if they're trying to sell you a plan from Texas or Florida, they're selling you one of these mini med plans. So let's jump into a little bit more detail, because I want to make sure you understand. Now is your time to start picking plans for 2023. And how do you know which plan is right for you? Well, there's 4 types of plans you can get. Major medical, which is Obamacare. Short-term medical, which, if you're healthy, you might very well have. A fixed indemnity plan, which are the indemnity plans that those telemarketers are selling, and the share plans, which are the Christian faith-based plans. We work with all of them, okay? But how do you know what's right for you? Go down the vertical columns. You'll see all the check marks for Obamacare. That's why they're so expensive. You'll see a lot of X's there for short-term plans. That's why they're so inexpensive. You will see how the fixed indemnity mini meds work and how the faith-based share plans work. Do me a favor, stop this video, hit pause, take a look and compare to see what's important for you. Because if you need maternity coverage, find the 2 plans that cover maternity and get that coverage. If you have pre-existing conditions, find the plans that cover pre-existing conditions and get into that coverage. but there are different plans which cover different things, and we want to make sure you've got the right coverage for next year. So let's go into specific detail of what's happening in the industry. So first, with Obamacare, they continue to be the most expensive plan option out there, unless you're getting government subsidies, largely in part because of the fact that they cover maternity, they cover pre-existing conditions, they cover preventative care, they have no lifetime maximum, etc. So what is changing with these plans for the new year? Well, there's actually some positives, believe it or not. The first positive is that United Healthcare is coming into the market, albeit only in Dayton, Cincy, Toledo. Sorry, Columbus people, you're not going to have United Healthcare for this year. They continue to be a predominantly HMO market where you have to stay within your network of doctors and hospitals, and they're going to be very narrow networks of doctors and hospitals. But one thing positive that is happening in Central Ohio is that Ohio, or Anthem, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, is adding the Ohio Health Network. So if you are an Ohio Health patient, up until now, you've only had the opportunity to go to Medical Mutual for your coverage. You will now, in the future, have an opportunity to choose from Anthem. And trust me, you're going to want to take a look at that, and I'll explain why here in just a second. But Anthem will have the Mount Carmel as well as the Ohio Health Network in Central Ohio, which is big. They will be the first carrier that has more than one health system in the Central Ohio area. Let's talk about rate increases. So with that vast majority of companies out there, they're getting between an 8 to 12% rate increase, with one exception, Medical Mutual. So for those of you who are on Medical Mutual right now, I am sorry to say you're going to get about a 14 to 17% rate increase. You probably already got the rate increase letter in the mail by the time you watch this video. But whether you're on the 8% side with one of the competitors or the 17% side with Medical Mutual, there's potentially some good news. If you get a government subsidy, if you get a rate increase, your subsidy is going to go up as well. So if you're getting a subsidy, don't worry so much about the rate increase, because in another week or two, you're going to get a letter saying that your subsidy has gone up, and hopefully the subsidy will go up by just as much as your rate increase, which means you'll have a net zero effect. Now, if you're not getting a government subsidy, I'm sorry to say you're going to brunt the whole weight of that 8 to 17% rate increase. So I apologize for that. We can always shop around to see if there's something better, but industry-wide through the ACA, we're expecting an 8 to 17% rate increase this year. Now, dates. We're about 10 days away from having open enrollment start. November 1 is when those enrollments are going to start coming in, or your opportunity to enroll, that is. And while open enrollment will go through January 15th, it's very important that you know that if you want your plan to start on January 1, you have to be enrolled by December 15th. Okay. So please, if you are an ACA customer of mine, or you want to be an ACA customer of mine, we need to have your enrollment in by December 15th if we want to make sure that you're going to have a January 1 effective date. Now, of course, if you have a life event, that changes things, but this is referring to open enrollment. Lastly, I want to talk about telehealth. A lot of the carriers are starting to implement telehealth, meaning that you will video chat with your doctor or your practitioner. They are even going to start doing virtual mental health visits, so you can chat with your counselors over the video. So we're going to see more and more of these carriers pushing to these video chats. So just look at that coming out in the future here. Next, short-term plans. Whole lot of nothing going on here. Okay, but let's remind you, because if you're a current short-term customer, remember, short-term plans do not cover maternity. They do not cover preventative care. They do not cover pre-existing conditions. That's why they are so much less expensive, and they're going to continue to stay that way. So Ohio is going to keep them at 12 months. They're going to keep them to where they don't cover the maternity, the preventative care, or the pre-existing conditions. And so if you've been on a short-term plan, if your health has stayed the same, if your income has stayed the same, it's probably going to continue to be the best plan for you, especially knowing we're getting an 8 to 17% rate increase on the Obamacare side. But if you've had your income go down, if your health has changed for the worse, if you want to get pregnant, that's where you want to think about, okay, it's time to get off a short-term plan and potentially go to a marketplace plan. And of course, like we just said, you'll need to make that marketplace change between November 1 and December 15. The share plans, the Christian-based plans, Medicare, Christian healthcare ministries, etc., they really haven't changed much at all either. What we're seeing there, like I said, large rate increases, large struggles with customer service. See, they went through a large growth about 3-4 years ago, and quite honestly, they haven't caught back up. They're now seeing the claims that are coming after that. And I continue to think that this is going to be a declining industry for them. I think that we're going to see a lot of people really struggling with these plans. But nonetheless, if you don't want to pay the cost of Obamacare and you're looking to get pregnant, this might be a good fit for you. Don't have a whole lot of customers left on that. You know, a lot of people have transitioned off in the previous years, but nonetheless, it is an option that's out there for you. Remember, it's not insurance. It's you and about 100,000 Christians pooling your money together in order to pay claims. So what has changed with us at Health Markets? Well, first, what hasn't changed is we continue to want to meet you face-to-face, over Zoom, over phone, but we do have a new phone system. Please call us, use the new phone system, 614-568-1324. That's going to get you in contact with either me, Mandy, Noreen, or our new scheduling person, Michelle. She's going to help field some of those calls because I'm trying to stay busy helping people like you. And so she's fielding all of our phone calls. So yes, we now have 3 different customer service people. Michelle is doing all the scheduling. Noreen is doing all the onboarding and payment issues. Mandy is doing all the current policy claims, life changes. And I, of course, will be the person that you talk to during an open enrollment, making sure you're on the best plan for the new year, making sure that everything stays up to date. So here's going to be my ask. If you've not changed your health, if you've not changed your income, if you've not had any changes in regards to the plan and you're happy with it, please let us know. And we're going to make sure that your plan rolls over to the new year. If you've had a change in health, if you've had a change in doctors, if you're unhappy with your rate increase, please give us a call. Please email us and let us know, and we will get you scheduled for a review. But we need to hear from everyone. So if you're happy, email us and let us know. If you're not happy, email us and let us know. If you think you might potentially have a better plan out there because Ohio Health went up by 17% and Anthem's only going to be 6%, give us a call. Let us know. We will get you scheduled, but we need to hear from everyone, because if we don't hear from you, we're going to keep calling, we're going to keep emailing, and we want to get you off our plate to know, hey, you are all set, or we need to get you on the calendar. We greatly appreciate you, but this time of year is incredibly hectic. So please, please, please reach out to us and just let us know where you're at with the plan. Okay. Those deadlines, again, November 1 to start shopping, December 15th to get you in for a January 1 effective date. So we only have 45 days to see everyone, and we want to make sure we can do so. So I hope you found this video informative. Do me a favor. If you liked it, share it with other people who are out there, because they may not know what's going on with the industry, and we want to make sure everyone's educated. So appreciate you. Thank you. Have a great holiday season, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.